Hi guys, and welcome back to my Ultimate Zodiac Showdown series. In today's video we're going to be looking at Pisces versus Cancer. I am going to be discussing the core differences between these two signs, okay? Followed by looking at the compatibility whenever they are in a relationship. So looking at the love compatibility, looking at sex, and also looking at anger. Feel free to comment down below the key differences that you happen to see between these two signs, and also let me know any experiences that you've had with either of these signs as well. Okay, so Pisces and Cancer are both water signs. Water signs like to swim back and forth between their imaginations and reality, resulting in them being able to create anything within their reality because their imaginations is one of their strongest gifts. Water signs are the most sensitive of the zodiac. They're very receptive, truly in touch with how they feel, and so because of this, they allow their emotions to really guide them through whatever they want to do. Water signs, ultimately, they react to situations depending on how it makes them feel. After all, the very symbols here for the water signs being Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, these all are representing these cold-blooded creatures within nature, and so there's no human present here. Human is absent within all three of the symbols, and this suggests that the very structures, the theories, and the ideas of human thought are not the mode of operation for these signs. Therefore, what is felt is very, very much real to a water sign. Make no mistake here, because what they feel is probably the most important thing in the world to a water sign. Now, Pisces is more of the transpersonal, universal, emotional experience, okay? Whilst Cancer is the more personal, emotional experience. What I want you guys to keep in mind here, alright, is that Cancer has a shell. And so Cancer can survive above water, but Pisces is symbolized by the fish, and it can only live in water, but yet the fish can be transported into a fish tank, right? With this, it could be suggested that Pisces sort of experiences the world through a lens that is much more secluded, but very much part of this existence at the same time, because whilst a fish is being taken and placed in a tank, okay, and it's being secluded from its true home, which is the ocean, it's still very much part of the ocean, right? In fact, it's Pisces who represents the type of water that can merge into anything, because Pisces is mutable water. So say you've got a cup, you've got a glass, you're pouring the water into that cup or that glass. That glass or that cup is sort of what that water merges to be or into, if that makes sense. But at the same time, if you try to catch water in your hands, very difficult, because water will just quite simply run through your fingers, and that's Pisces. It's like Pisces can sort of merge into anything, but also understands that it's nothing. And whilst the shell is Cancer's home, right, the entire ocean is the Pisces home. It's actually Pisces who craves solitude a lot more than Cancer does. Pisces is more in their own little world, looking at the world as their spiritual family, and they even forget things, just like the fish do. But yet, Cancer doesn't so much look at the world as a family, but actually their family is family, right? And so for Cancerians, it's their close loved ones who they are the most loving towards, whilst for Pisces, it's more about expressing love to the entire world. Cancers don't really care much about strangers, whilst Pisces will just stop by each person that they see on the street. I can even say from experience here, I have two really great friends. I love these girls so much. I love them so much. One of them's a Cancer and one of them's a Pisces, and I would definitely say that this runs true for the both of them, because whenever we are on a night out, you know, my Cancer friend is more about, right, everybody, you want to come to my house, come and, you know, we'll chill, and she'll be very caring and considerate and just want to ask if we're all doing okay, you know, in that little space. But yet My Pisces friend, whenever we're out and about and we're on the streets and things, she just stops by so many random people. She'll just go over to all these like drunk people, people she thinks needs help. I've talked about her before. I've talked about both of these girls before. And yeah, that's the difference here. She's more concerned, like, I just want to get to know everyone and like see what's going on and ask them all these questions and get in their business. Whereas my Cancer friend is more like, right, I'm with this group of people. These are my friends. These are the ones that I'm here with. So that's where her attention is. That's where her sort of compassion lies. Whereas with my other friend, it's just like, hello world, hello. So following on from that, cancers would be a bit more observing as they kind of test and try to analyze situations and people in order to get a sense or a feeling of what's going on, right? Whilst with Pisces is more prone to befriending people immediately. Okay, so now with all of that out of the way, looking at the core differences between these two, let's now move on to the compatibility between Cancer and Pisces. Looking at the love, looking at sex, and looking at anger. So we've been dating for the past 4 years now. Yeah, we actually met whenever I was on a holiday. I was in Spain for a couple of weeks and I just took myself off there on my own, and I was just out on the streets just walking around, and I actually saw him like struggling with these cases. He was struggling to get them from his car into the hotel, and so I just ran over to him and I wanted to help him, and he was like, what are you doing, you know, stop, it's all right. And I couldn't help it. I saw him needing help, and so I went over, and that was it. We then spent a couple of weeks then together because he was on a business trip whilst he was there, and I was just there because I wanted to get away for a little while. So yeah, we spent a couple of weeks together in Spain, and then we both went home, and we actually both live in the same city. We both live in London, and then we just connected there, and we bond very well. We bond very well with each other, and I like to think that there is a really nice level of understanding and communication between us because we're both very calm people, and we have patient natures. You know, we like to be patient with one another, and he actually brings me a lot of stability and practicality, because I tend to really be that type of person who will just go off on little rampages or go and do things. Seriously, I have so many dreams and so many things that I want to do and want to achieve in life, and I find it really hard just to stick to it and do it and make it a reality for me. But I know that I can. It's just that to start it, it's a lot. But he's so great because he is really good at starting things, and so he'll encourage me to start those projects and those things that I want to do. And we're very loyal to one another, very much loyal to one another, and we're able to communicate. You know, we're able to communicate to one another if either of us are maybe feeling down, or there's something that we feel that we really need to say, that we're just very honest and open with each other. I truly do admire how sensitive and emotional he can be. He's not afraid to cry. He's not afraid to open up and say what he's feeling. Sometimes I must say I try to just keep him in bed all day. We'll just be in bed all day, and that's where I want to be. And he doesn't mind that. We'll just be there the whole entire day, just cuddling and caressing one another and loving one another. Both of us are very romantic as well, I think. We understand the very value of romance, and we have developed a very strong emotional connection with one another. And yes, it can happen where we are out together for an evening, and there's times whenever I see things happening on the street that I don't agree with, and I can be quite abrasive and just say, and he doesn't really like that. You're just like, stop it, what are you doing? Come here, it's not your business. I'm like, it is my business though, that person shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, what can I say? I was on my business trip there, and next thing I know, some chick is running over trying to help me with my suitcases. I was pretty surprised by that. I just couldn't help but ask her out for dinner that night. We went out for dinner that night, and we actually saw each other ever since. I was there for a week on business, so we saw each other every night since, or every day. And we went for great walks, we talked. We talked pretty much for hours on end every day. We went on some nice swimming trips. We went snorkeling together. You know, we love water. We realized that we both love water, and we're actually looking at getting a house together by the water. And every now and then we'll go fishing, we'll go boating, we'll do snorkeling. We actually really want to do scuba diving. Yeah, we want to take that on someday. Maybe go to a few nice countries to do that together. She just brings so much fun and joy and adventure to my life. She's able to help me be more creative. I'd say that I'm a pretty creative guy, but she enhances that. She's able to access different portals of my mind and open me up to so much more, and I love it. I would definitely say that I care more about the luxuries and the comforts of living a wealthy life. And yeah, this can sometimes that could be difficult for her to adjust to that, because I would say she's a lot more minimal. She doesn't really care so much about that, but you know, I try to make her understand that that's the life that I require. I want a life that is full of the things that make me feel good. I want a life of security. I want a family. You know, I've made that clear too. I want to have a family with her because I just love her so much, and to have kids with her would be a dream. I would definitely say the most important thing within our relationship is the fact that we're just so similar in our character. We just see that we want each other, that there's that mutual commitment and there's that mutual respect, and that we're able to open up towards one another. I think we complement each other really well, because she can teach me how to be more compromising and sacrificing towards other people, even though sometimes I don't want to be. But I also teach her that she doesn't have to just give to people all the time, that she needs to set her own limits and her boundaries with that. So whilst she can teach me to, you know, to go an extra mile a little bit, I can also teach her to actually start things to begin with. And teach her not to let other people walk over her. And boy, does she have many talents. She's so versatile in what she can do. Though I will say that the sensitivity that she does express doesn't always make me feel all that special, because sometimes I feel as though her love is just going towards everyone, not me. But I've learned to deal with this. I've had to adjust to this and realize that the love that she's giving me is true love. I'm learning to really understand and to accept that there's a difference. There's a different style in how we both express our love towards one another. Whenever it comes to sex between us, oh my goodness, it is high energy, high intense emotions, very, very soothing, highly romantic. We're both such romantic people. And like I said, we like to be in bed all day sometimes, and because, you know, he makes me feel safe. He makes me feel very, very safe. And yes, I can use a more subtle approach to the flirting and to sex, but I am very self-sacrificing and pleasing. I just want to please him. I just love pleasing him. That's the thing that brings me the most joy. Yeah, don't get me wrong, with our arguments, how we express our anger towards one another, we're both very passive, so it can get to a stage where both of us aren't really being direct with one another, and I might just explode in his face, and it might take me a while to calm down. Or he'll just leave or go and sulk somewhere, and then I find that difficult because I don't want to be so direct. I just think to myself, well, we'll just let him have his space or whatever. And then with me, I admire my solitude and my space, and if I'm ever angry, I need to be left alone. I must say at the beginning of our relationship it was quite difficult with that, but I think the more we have grown to know one another, it's you know, I've learned to help him along a little bit, approach him in a very gentle way, and he's also been like that with me. We've both realized that we should, when we're in these states, whenever we pick up on it, because we can pick up on it with each other whenever we are feeling a little bit down, but when that happens, it's about us just stepping back for a moment, breathing, and going in gently. I just like to make it clear to him that if he is ever feeling down or upset or angry, then I'm always going to be there for him. Always going to be there for him. My God, sex with this woman is mesmerizing. I've never felt anything like it. She is so pleasing to me. She just wants to please me, and I want to please her right back. I really enjoy how much she's able to blend with me, to adjust with me, to try new things with me. Though she can ask for things that are pretty wacky at times, so pretty imaginative, that sometimes I wouldn't even have thought of. I can be pretty imaginative, but she is a whole other level. But still, when we are together, I feel that safety. She provides me with that safety and that pure bliss whenever we're making love. That compassion. That's what I like. Yeah, when it comes to our anger, we both just sort of float by one another, though I would say that I would give the silent treatment a lot more. But I still see she can also manipulate from time to time. I've seen her do it. She's also very persuasive. She just kind of wraps me around her little finger and gets me in, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I say no to that? But I know, like, I feel hypnotized sometimes almost by her, and I know what's happening. There's times whenever, you know, simple things. Whenever it's really late at night, and she, you know, she wants me to play my flute, because I've got a flute, right? I play music. I love my music. And she'll ask me to do it, and I'm like, no, it's too late. It's late, you know, I'm tired. I don't want to do that. But she somehow just looks at me and asks me again and again and again. I'm like, oh my gosh, how can I say no? So I go and I get my flute and I play it, and she loves it. But if there are any moments of tension, I would definitely say that we're not so aggressive towards one another. We're quite passive aggressive, and we won't directly say anything, right? We're just more, we'll give each other the space that we need in order to cool off, which I admire a lot. But I gotta have that reassurance from her. I need that. I need to know that she really cares about me. And she does. She comes to me and she comes through. And if I've ever stepped out of line with her, she forgives me. She forgives me, and I admire that about her. But I have learned that if she ever does become angry, I just let her be. I don't come in and start poking at her. Oh no. Nope. When her angry, that's a lot uglier than me being angry, trust me. Okay guys, so that concludes my video on the Cancer versus Pisces. Next up on the series, we're going to be discussing Taurus versus Virgo. Thank you kindly to my current subscribers for subscribing. Thank you for watching. And if you have not yet subscribed, then click the subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!